okay. I don't know. Let's see. Probably sideways. Okay, we'll try it this way. I didn't want to do it this way, but we're going to do it this way. So, anyway, it'll work better. So, we're still working out the kinks, and we had a week off because I had an injured foot. And if you're joining me, just say hello. I'm glad to be back, but my foot is still kind of hobbly, so if I'm getting around. Anyway, I'm wearing green because today is St. Patrick's Day after all. And if you're Irish, that's awesome. I have red hair, but it's Norwegian. So anyway, what I want to do is show you this quick and easy recipe because it's something fun that you can do at your house. So sometimes when you're loading up and you're going to your favorite ice cream place, it can be a hassle, especially if you have little kids or if you have older kids who are hungry. You can spend a whole lot of money there. And when you can just do it at home and do something special, it's a nice way to build some tradition. And so I like doing traditions. It's fun to be able to do it. And we don't always do everything the same way every year, but this is one that I think is fun and that you could do every year and you wouldn't have to sweat about it. So if you're cooking with me, you probably have a tool and you got the things. I send out what we need in an email. So if you're not on my email list, be sure to request that. But what I'm going to use today is the electric twist and chop, and I'm going to angle you a little bit different so you can see better what I'm doing. And the twist and chop is fantastic for jobs like this. So we're going to use it to chop up our Oreos and mix everything, but it does amazing breadcrumbs. I can take crackers and make crumbs out of there. You can do graham cracker crust. You could do onions. You can make homemade pico de gallo, all kinds of great stuff, and go from there. But and I'm an onion crier, so I do like that I can do that. If I'm making a lot of things that are chopped, this is way easier. In this case, we're just going to do a little pulsing here and there and get it to go. It has 2 settings, by the way, and you can see the light maybe turned off. Maybe you didn't see it. The light turned on, the light turned off. So when it's on there, it's ready to go. It comes apart. It all goes in the dishwasher. So before I get it all dirty, I'll show you that. Slides right off, just like a food processor would. It's bigger than a tiny one, but it's not the biggest one that you would, make a cheesecake in or do a big pie crust in. It's not that capacity, but it's big enough to do a good job with the jobs that you have. So it will do a whole onion and then some, and you won't have to do multiple rounds. What I like about it is when you get it into place and you got everything all lined up, there's 2 options. So you can turn it on and let it run forever and ever. Or you can do the pulse. In both settings, I don't know if you can notice this, but as you watch the blade, I'm going to put my hand back here, maybe you can see it better. The blade works up and down, and that keeps your food from getting too chopped in one part and not enough chopped in the other part. So I like it. It works well for both the pulse and the regular go setting. So there's a little bit about that twist and chop. But if you have a manual food processor and you want to do the pump, you can do that. If you have a mix and chop and you want to do that, if you have a meat tenderizer and you want to just break up your cookies a tiny bit and then mix it all in, you can do it that way too. So you don't have to have the fancy tool. I like the fancy tool. So we're going to start with, this is softened ice cream. I still think it could have got a little softer. It's starting to squirt out when I squish it, but it is what it is, as we have a piano at night. If you are Irish, shout out. I see a comment from somebody. Hi from Ireland. Oh, how fun. Anyway, this is not actually Irish, I don't think, at all. But that'd be fun. Anyway, I'm getting 6 cookies. You can do 5 or 6. These are, yes, they are name brand Oreos. We splurged today, but you can get whatever you want. I personally think they're a little tastier. It must be the bad things that are in it, right? Something like that. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and pulse this up. If you're coming on with me, go ahead and chop up your cookies, however you're going to do it. It's, maybe a 2, 3. What I'm looking for, what you're looking for, is a consistency something like this. Now, if you want this to be super incorporated, go ahead and pulse a few more times, but I'm going to say I like to have a bit of the crunch of the cookie So I like to keep them a little bit bigger. So pop that back on. Now I'm going to go ahead and add ice cream. We're going to add 2 to 3 cups. It depends on what you want to do. Woo, I got ice cream running everywhere. That means it's going to be a good time, right? This is homemade brand, like style vanilla ice cream. You can do, actual homemade. The fun of lies is you never know when you're going to shoot ice cream at yourself. It's a good thing the camera's not turned around, huh? You're probably doing the same thing if you're cooking with me. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm kind of filling up this area. Okay? Next, we're going to add in the things that make it a little more Irish, right? And a little more festive. So I have just peppermint extract, and I have green food coloring. You could go and get creme de menthe if you want to do that, and that's totally fine. This is just what I had on hand, and you can do, this is a drop kind, you can do a gel kind, you can do whatever kind you feel like. You really wanted to, you could put spinach in, but I think my kids would not do that. They'd draw the line there. So I'm not going to measure. This is going to be like a teaspoonish. If your ice cream is a little thicker, and we'll find out if this is going to be too thick, then go ahead and you can add a little milk to thin it out if you'd like. If you can even make it more like a milkshake if you wanted. And you can do that in here, or if you had the blender from Pampered Chef, that one works really well. I love doing it for shake. I did, I think, 3 drops, maybe 4. And I'm actually going to go ahead and, I got to drop ice cream here. Kind of just push it down in there. And the reason I'm going to do that is because sometimes when it does that initial rise, I'm going to get food coloring all over the top, and then it's not going to get in my food. So there we go. Pulse a little bit more. All right, we're getting there. Like I said, I think the ice cream could have been slightly softer. You could do a soft serve if you had that at home. I did not do that, but I could have, because just the side here, new Freezy Fun machine. I'm giving you a sneak peek here. It's not even out yet, but we have been testing things, and I just didn't want to mess up on camera, so that's what we got. But I don't want to pulse too much more, or we're going to have our cookies all chopped up. That's no good. One more. All right, maybe it's a little too green. It doesn't look as cute as what I remembered it looking like when I tested it on Saturday. But it does look festive. Got a little crunchy happy, and oh, now it turned into a big blob. But get the idea. Don't do quite as many pulses as what I did. It actually is really good. You can see it's green. Do maybe 1 drop less. Do 2 pulses less, or soften your ice cream slightly more, and it will help a lot more with that incorporation part. Of course, when I do the live, it's what happens, but it's really tasty. And maybe I'll do another batch, and that one will be cuter, and then I'll take a picture of it and I'll share it over on social media, and you can go check it out, and you can believe me that it actually does turn out much cuter than what this one did, but it works. Anyway, this is my version of a Mint Oreo Avalanche. Super tasty. I love giving recipes and ideas of things that you can make in your actual kitchen. You can see this is actually my kitchen. Nothing fancy. It's just where I live. But we make a lot of good food here, and we like a lot of good memories. And that's what I want you to do in your kitchen too. So feel free to get on my email list. You can keep in the loop with all the things that are going on. And I'm going to do my best to keep on going live weekly. So hope to catch you on the next one. Thanks for gathering around at my table, and we'll see you later. Have a great night.